Hey everybody, this is your boy Life64 here, and in this video, we're reviewing whatever the hell this is. Now, this is a Snackbox Micro. This is one box micro, and this is one of my favorite fighting game controllers ever. And if you allow me to explain in this video, I'm going to explain to you how it is, my favorite, some pros, some cons, and whether or not you, the viewer that's watching this, should buy it or not. Spoiler alert, it does depend, but this is still a high recommendation for me. But now let us get started with this video right now. So again, let's explain to you what this is. This is a Snackbox Micro, which was made by Junk Food Arcade. And this is a leverless controller. So you see here, your left, down, right, up buttons are all movement buttons. These are your movement buttons. You have left here, and you have attack buttons here. There's no sticks. There's no D-pad. There's just buttons. I really like using leverless controllers for their accuracy. Every time I feel like I press down, it presses down. Time I press up back, it up backs, which is something that I didn't really have when I was playing on pad. And while it was something that you can find on arcade sticks, I don't like arcade sticks. So So what's some of the features that it has? As you can see right now, it has RGB. It has RGB on its lights. If you press it right now, it's on idle mode, so it just flashes some color at you. When you press a button down, it glows up and it turns to a secondary color. It hasn't been pressed in a while. You can control the RGB and the colors from an app. This also has an SOCD switcher, so that if you play Street Fighter, you can just hold up on this, and now you're in Capcom SOCD mode, and you won't be banned from a CPT event, because I know you. I know you're at these CPT events. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to say yes, you're bad or something crazy like that. I know you're in the CPT events. This is very important for you. If you're being truthful and you're just an O2er who just plays video games, then you can also just switch this off to like up plus down equals up, regular as SOCD without Capcom's interference. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool to me. And the final feature, which I'm gonna be marking this as a pro, it has PS5 compatibility. Its compatibility is wide. It has PS5, Xbox maybe. I don't know, because Xbox did have an update where it did unauthorized, unverified controllers, so it might not have. Sorry, it might not have Xbox support anymore. I'm not sure. I don't know. But I can say it does have PS5 support, and it does have PC support, and it does have Nintendo Switch support. So if you're rocking with any of those controllers, this is perfect. Great fit for you. Promise. Oh my god, I hit my bike. And one of the biggest pros, reason that's why that's a plus, is because you don't need a converter. You don't need to worry about having another thing that you have to plug in, make sure it doesn't break in order to have this in. Now, it might not be a big thing to most people, which, fair enough. It's not up to me either. But I will say it is a pro that this has over something like a HOD 42 or other GP 2040 boards. Anyways, for this button layout, this button layout is it's a single player 2 layout, or at least it takes inspiration from it. And I love this so much. Oh my god. Hold on, let me bring out my I'm gonna show you how much. So this is the Razer Kitsune, and it has a Vuex layout. So this is boom 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 boom. So this is down here, your ring finger is down here, and while everything else is in a straight line. I don't like this. I really don't like this. It just doesn't, because when you're playing, I feel like you have to turn your hands like right over here, and I just don't feel like this is very comfortable compared to just my resting default position, which is like right over here, putting this over here, and it's just like, it doesn't really hit anything. It doesn't really hit anything. I mean, it hits L2, but my fingers very much stretch the fuck out. I actually curled my finger a little bit, yeah. And then again, it's personal preference. You can readjust thrust to hit the buttons. Just readjust to hit the buttons. But for me personally, it just does not feel as comfortable as just well, that's just this, where I can accurately just have my button, have the button feel just right here, and it just feels super good with the hands. Good in the hands. Another reason why this feels super good in the hands, though, is the button caps. I love these button caps. They do have some problems. Maybe not. This has some problems. Maybe I should say that the case enclosure has some problems as to where it can snag your fingers. I'm trying to write along here. You can run to the index. Doesn't seem that playing is possible on this, but it can be a little bit uncomfortable compared to like your Razer Kitsune, where it's all very flush. Nothing, your finger doesn't get caught in the edges here, so you can slide more easily. But if you're not sliding, these feel so good. Feel so good. They accommodate your hands super well when resting on them. The texture on them feels so nice, like super nice. One thing I also have on these is I'll show you. Oh my god, this thing is not, ow, Jesus Christ. This, the amber switch. Amber switch takes is very light, not very light, but it is lighter than your average switch, which red switch, for example. But it feels nice to just press down on, and it doesn't take too much to activate it, so you have a more faster activations on your buttons, which could make a difference. It usually doesn't matter all too much, but I find light presses on it really good, because I don't like to press too hard on this usually. And these like button presses, plus the fact that you don't have these awkward down presses like Sanwa's, really helps with my this really helps with my ergonomics and my wrist help when playing these games. Of course, you should listen to your hands and follow proper technique, but for me, this helps a lot with the proper technique of Leverless controllers, compared to other Leverless controllers like the Razer Kitsune, where the Razer Kitsune kind of feels a bit more weird to me, a bit more weird to put my hands on and then control a little bit. Maybe like, especially when games require 8 buttons, like I play Skullgirls, which requires 8 buttons to do assists. So in that game, it feels nice to just have an easy time just getting to your buttons. You feel me? You feel me? You feel me? This is the biggest pro. Another big pro of it though is its size. Its size is great. It sits in the middle where it's not too small. It's not too small to where I wouldn't want to play it on my lap, but it's not too big to where it's a little bit hard for me to travel with. For example, the Razor Katana is a little bit difficult to get myself to travel with it because it just isn't too small. Like if you're taking it to an FGC event, it might not matter to you. But for me, I take this thing to work. And the smaller real estate with this controller has made it so much better for me to take this thing to work and play a couple games give it a couple hours in MVC2 while I'm on lunch break. I'm on lunch break. Very good at being able to fit and stuff, but it's also very good at just being able to fit it on my lap. I don't feel uncomfortable putting it on my lap. Some people do feel a bit uncomfortable putting it on their lap, which is fair, but for me, it sits in this nice in between to where it's very lap friendly. It's very lap friendly, but it's also small enough to where I will take this on the go. But again, that is a con for this, is that it's small. For some people, at least, it won't feel as good to play on the lap, and it's not the best when it comes to lap play, in my opinion. Like the Razor Katana from the Hot 42, like Impress, these like rectangle shaped, big square shaped leverless controllers. I think they take, along with like your average hitboxes, like I think those take the cake for lap play. So if your main focus on lap play, maybe this is not made for you, but this does feel good for me for lap play. I also want to bring up that the weight is also often brought up on this device. For me, it never really mattered to me. I always felt like the weight of this was good. It was okay. It wasn't bad. Like I was never bothered by the weight of this. But for some people, for some people, it might be a huge issue for you. And I'm not gonna take that away from you. I don't want to take that as a con that you can't have with this controller. So it might just not wait for you. Yup. One other con that I have with this thing is the aux buttons. The aux buttons are super duper bad. They're not that good. Like these things hurt your fingers. Time you try to press down on them, you might just be hurting your fingies. Just straight up, you might just be hurting your fingies. Like, they're not excruciatingly painful. I'm overselling it a little bit, but not that much. That much. They don't feel comfortable to just use at all, really, and it's kind of sucks, to be honest. Like if you're resetting a bunch of times in training mode, you're just might just have an indent and a feeling in your finger that won't go away for a while. I don't think for a while, and it's my biggest con out of this thing is that the prongs on this, the aux buttons on this thing, they kind of hurt. It's kind of hurt. But what's the final thing I want to talk about? Oh yeah, price. Finally, I want to talk about pricing. This thing is priced at around $165. And at that price point, It can be hard to recommend, especially if you're looking to get into the leverless market, because there's so many other options that are way cheaper than what you can get this from, like the Hot 42 or the Light Fox or SGF, for example, just to name a few out the top of my head. They're a little bit below the cost of $165. It's $5. Well, at that price, I do recommend it because, honestly, I do recommend it. You honestly have to have a specific reason as to why you're getting this. Like, you have a specific wants as to what you want to get out of your leverless device. You want to get this particular leverless device. It's not like a one-fits-all type of device, at least not anymore. Or because this pricing just kind of got outclassed by HUD, and it doesn't have, you know, the extra buttons that HUD does. So yeah, but all that being said, I do honestly though recommend you buying this controller. I feel like this is one of my favorite controllers that I've bought because of its size, its compatibility, its button caps, the switches on them, the fucking layout of this goddamn thing. This goddamn thing. It's super good. It's super good to me, and I really love everything about this leverless controller. Everything about it. But again, this is not a one-size-fits-all type of device. It's all type of device. If you're new to the market, I would say you might be better suited by getting something a little bit cheaper than this. Again, HUD is a great example of this because they have the extra buttons. They're at a lower price. You can definitely get a feeling of what you actually want out of a leverless controller if you're willing to go deeper into it if you want to. That's me though. That's me though. That's about it for me. If you have a Snackbox Micro, let me know how you're liking it. If you have other leverless controllers, what are they and how is your experience with them? If you want me to use some other controllers, let me know. I have a lot of other products that I do want to but make reviews on because I've been really loving them. So eventually I get to them later. But as of right now, that is all I have for this video. Again, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care of yourself.